Hey there, folks. It's Meg Lovelle here with another jam-packed episode of the main event with Meg Lovelle. And I am honored tonight to not just have one, but three amazing guests that are main events in my heart and a lot of fans around the world, and especially in the state of Maine. We have, starting off first, we have the voice of Maine. And because Crander Q says so, I have to say this, the best hair in the state of Maine, Ethan Scott, the voice of Limitless, the voice of Let's Wrestle, various other amazing promotions. Hello, Ethan. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello. And then we have the scumdog, Johnny Primer, my husband. So, of course, he's got to be on here. Maine legend in the professional wrestling world. Can't wait to see what he has to say tonight. And of course, one of Maine's favorite referees, referee Mo Tardy. Hello, Mo. Welcome on.
Hi.
Hey, he's one of my favorite marks in the business too. So we're like marks together when we go to shows. Anyways, folks, if you're following us right now, look, we already have two people watching. Amazing. Hello, folks, and welcome. What we're going to talk about tonight is I can't shut up about this, the Limitless Rumble of 2026. How can we not? It's Rumble season, baby. We're going to talk about the Limitless Rumble here a little bit. We're going to touch base on that because all of us in this room tonight were there from various different standpoints. It was just an incredible night, and I can't wait to hear everyone's point of views. Also, we're going to touch base on the event of the weekend, John and I's Super Bowl, the 2026 WWE Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this kicked off, folks. Let's go ahead and dive right in to the Limitless Rumble questions. All right, so who did you think? Who was your pick to win the Limitless Rumble? We're going to start with Ethan.
So I actually had three for the night because I was looking at everybody that was announced for the Rumble. And I'm like, the three that I could see winning are either Aaron Rourke, Aiden Agro, or Gabby Forza. So I was at least right about. I was at least right.
That's pretty awesome because Gabby Forza was also in my top three picks. So that's, I'm not going to lie though. I was like, there's no way she's going to pull an Austin and win. Like, what was it? She's won twice, correct?
No. So the first winner of the Limitless Rumble was Channing Thomas the year prior. Channing is the only person to win the Limitless Wrestling World Championship, the Vacation Land Cup, and now the Limitless Rumble.
Got you. Okay. All right. I was thinking that, I'm not saying it was impossible for her to win it because anything's possible, but, okay. So that's cool. Those are actually three pretty solid picks. John, who was your pick to win the Limitless?
So I didn't know what his name is. Ox Sampson. Is that right, Ethan? I got his name wrong last time.
Ox Adams.
Ox Adams. There we go. When I saw him come out, I thought he was going to win. And then I also had my money on Ace because I like Ace. And I also thought Aggro because I thought it was time for Aggro to win the Limitless Rumble. So.
Excellent. And Mo, who were your picks or just pick in general?
I had two picks. I had Aiden Agro and Bear Bronson as my other pick because of the tear he's been on through Limitless Wrestling.
Solid. My picks were, so I'm not going to lie, John and I, we had almost a 2-hour drive from Bangor all the way down to the Colisee. And, we talk about things. And one of the things was, all right, babe, who's your pick? And John, John said his, and my answer was, I don't know. I was horrible. I did not do my homework. I knew some folks that were in the Limitless Rumble. But like I said, I didn't do my full-blown homework. I was so excited to get to the Rumble itself. It was my first ever Limitless event. But I am going to go ahead and say my picks, though, like that came to mind were originally was Aiden Agro, because let's face it, he's, coming back up. And then you have Gabby Forza, obviously, because girl power. Hello. But my thoughts changed because John and I we got into the event a little bit early. We were backstage saying hello to all of our friends. such as Mo and Ethan. And I looked up and I saw a vision in black and white. I saw the damsel, Daphne DeVille, getting her promo pictures taken. As a lot of you folks know, she was our inaugural guest for this year and made her debut with us on the Main Event with Meg Lovelle podcast. So as soon as it all clicked that she was going to be making her debut, I looked at John and said, that's my pick right there. And was I sad to see her not take home the gold? Yeah, of course. But she put on one hell of a debut. So those are all really solid picks. Bear Bronson's also a really solid pick too, Mo, for sure, because he's got a rocket and a half strapped to his ass right now. So he's definitely going places. All right. So, folks, aside from the main event, the Rumble itself, what was, in your eyes, the match of the night, Ethan?
MJF and Alec Price, with it being MJF's return to Limitless Wrestling, facing off probably one of the biggest stars to come through Limitless Wrestling, Alec Price, because I remember when we were doing Let's Wrestle in Orono, and when he first showed up and he first did the surprise kick, like it left all of us with our jaws on the floor. And to see him just become the star he is now, facing the AEW World Champion, it was a dream match.
That's an accomplishment and a half.
Yeah, it did not disappoint. Phenomenal match from start to finish. As soon as Alec and Jordan Oliver were given contracts for AEW, I started crying because I've known Alec for years, and he's worked hard, and he deserved it. Well, and Jordan deserves it as well because he's been kicking ass in GCW and everywhere else. Like that match was just, it felt like it. I remember I'm up in the crow's nest and I look over at Randy and I'm like, so do we tear down now? Because that felt like the main event. Like that match was phenomenal.
I thought that's what the main event was going to be completely honest. From like as far as like the regular matches go, I thought that was going to be it. But it was a really solid card all the way through. I felt like every match was a main event match. You know what I mean? It was definitely on that level. That's a really solid pick as well. I feel like that's going to be a popular one amongst the four of us. John, what was your match of the night?
So I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to say the opening match because I have never seen Bufa wrestle in person, and I've always been interested. I've seen like clips, and but I've known Dijak since Dijak like started because he trained in New England, and I've known him for a long time. So seeing him and Bufa perform and the big guy, little guy, because Bufa's definitely much smaller than him, was a good dynamic, and I just enjoyed that match a lot. I did not expect Dijak to take the title. That was a surprise because I know Bufa's had it for a while.
I called it though,
and you did call it, and we were cheering for Dijak, but like he impressed me. And it's odd as a former wrestler to have another wrestler just be like, damn, that guy's good. Like, I think I was telling you the whole time when we were watching the match that Bufa really impressed me. And like, he's definitely one of my favorites on the indies now. And I will definitely watch more of his stuff because I've had this conversation with Ethan at our shoot job that I am one of those guys that can accept old and new wrestling together because wrestling evolves. And seeing a young guy, I don't know how old Bufa is, probably in his 30s, I would think. Seeing him take on, I mean, Dijak was in WWE. They didn't do anything with him, but he was there. But seeing him go toe-to-toe with a guy that big that just impressed me, and I thought that was my match of the night. Close second, though, was Eddie Kingston's match. That was a good one, too, the tag match.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a solid one as well. Mo, I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. However,
mine was the tag match with Eddie Kingston Ortiz versus Starstruck. That to me was match of the night.
Right on. That one was definitely a solid match for sure. So I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go against the grain on all of y'all on this one. I've thought really long and hard about this. Don't get me wrong. MJF had a solid match. A Kingston and Ortiz was a super solid match. I did not know how good Ortiz was until we saw him like then and there, and it was like, holy shit. And yes, anyways. And then Dijak, holy cow, that guy's a beast. I didn't realize like how massive he was until we were backstage and he was running the ropes and I'm like, who's that? And they're like, that's Dijak. And I'm like, holy cow. I just wasn't what I expected. But I'm actually going to go ahead and give props to Hook versus Leo Sparrow. Solely because of the fact that it gave me such nostalgic chills to see Hook go over via Tasmission using his father's signature moves, to score the W. And just his presence was awesome. I mean, it was hard to focus a little bit, though, because John and I had a teenage girl behind us screaming her head off, looking at him and checking him out and screaming about his hair and his abs. And I wanted to be like, shut up and just watch the show, please. You know what I mean? Educate yourself, like watch, but no, he impressed me more so than I thought he was going to, because I'm like, oh, cool, Hook's here with zero personality on AEW. And then he came out and it was like, who's this guy? And he was, we met him backstage and he was hands down one of the most laid back talents that I've ever had the experience of and pleasure of meeting. So, all right. So let's see here. This is going to be a fun one. What was your favorite spot in the Limitless Rumble? Ethan?
So I hate saying this because I love Bear so much. But when he got eliminated by Channing and you see everybody else in the ring kind of just witness Bear getting eliminated and they all look at him like, do you realize what you just did? That's Gabby's husband. We love Bear. We're going to kick your ass. And they just treated him like a ping pong ball, just beating the crap out of Channing. I thought that was hilarious. Like I'm always a fan of those type of spots where just like everybody gangs up on one person. Like it's always so funny to me. But that might be one of my favorite spots in the match.
Right, and that was definitely a oh shit moment for sure. All right, John, what was your favorite spot of the night?
So I have two, not to hog all the time, but
you
the
get
basketball,
one honorable mention. So
the basketball was great.
Benny.
Benny the basketball was great. Watching him go against Ox
Benny.
Adams and him trying to choke slam him, but he doesn't have a neck, so he couldn't do it. Then he tries to body slam him and he couldn't do it. He was trying to position to do it, and it was making me laugh because every Rumble needs a little bit of comedy, and that was definitely something that made me laugh because Benny the basketball seemed more shocked that they were in the Rumble than anyone else.
He was
because
shocked,
Jermaine's music played again, and Benny's like, "Yeah, I'm in," and it was just funny.
He was so stoked. Like, I'll have to post the video up on the Main Event with Meg Lovelle page because that hands down was probably one of the most comedic moments of the evening. I feel bad that I recorded so many videos, but there were so many amazing spots happening that I want to remember them and like hang on to them. And I knew that particular clip would come in handy, so there it goes. Mo, what was your favorite spot of the night?
Ace, Scotty Too Hottie, and Keegan doing the Too Cool dance.
Yo, that was definitely amazing. Nostalgic for sure. And Ace doing the little spinneroonie.
Oh man, that made me pop so hard.
Yep, same. It was poor John. His arm, I didn't check it, but that poor guy must have had a bruise on this side of him from me going like this all night, being like, oh fuck, oh no. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, oh my God, did you see that? That was me like all night. So I love the fact that we've all chosen different spots throughout the night. My favorite spot of the night, like John said, nothing like a good little bit of comedy in a Rumble. My favorite part was Big Bad Bear Bronson running up to Gabby in the middle of the, Rumble going, uppies, I need uppies. And his wife, whoop, big boy on his shoulders, just whoop, like I said, that got me. I'm like, did he just say? And John's like, yep, he wants uppies.
So I just realized I was wrong. It wasn't Channing who eliminated Bear. It was Hazard. I just realized it was Hazard because like Hazard's so much smaller than like everybody else that was surrounding him. And I remember he was just like, whoa, dog, like backing up into each one. And then they all just treated him like a ping pong ball. I don't know why I thought Channing, but it was
Hazard's definitely going to get a nod from me for absolute tool of the night during the Rumble. Like, he done pissed off a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
That's kind of
that's
it's
kind
the
of,
best thing he does.
yeah, that's it. All right, so let's see here. I believe we have one more. Okay. So the final question on our Limitless Rumble section. This is probably going to be honestly one of my favorite questions to ask when we have, super fan episodes such as this one. What was your top holy shit moment from the Limitless Rumble? Ethan?
So I feel like a lot of us are going to say this one, but the return debut of Daphne DeVille, that whole her coming back filled me with such emotion because that's one of my closest friends in pro wrestling. Like I've known her since she first started. I've seen her evolve into not only the wrestler but the person she is today, and I'm so proud of her.
What a beautiful story she has too.
And I'm gonna to my own horn here. I was the one that edited the music to start off with Heathens and then go into Drip Drop because I wanted the fans in attendance and watching at home that knew to know that this is who this person used to be, and now this is the person you're going to see them as. Mm-hmm. And hearing that, just the crowd erupt as soon as she walked through the curtain and realizing, oh, I know who this is. I was ugly crying up in the box. Like it was my favorite moment of the whole night. Like seeing my friend come back and getting the reaction she deserves.
Absolutely. I was going to say another video segment that I got was as soon as I heard the mix that now we can give you credit for, Ethan. As soon as I heard the Heathens part, I was like, oh my gosh, like breath like shuddered. And I'm like, where's my phone? Got my phone out and I got it all recorded and I couldn't control myself. John definitely got whacked a good couple more times. That's what you get for sitting with me at a show. But I screamed like, oh my God, like it reminded like that Skrillex clip, like, yes, oh my God, that was me. And it's in the clip loud as hell. But I'm going to have to put that on there, folks, because Ethan is right. It is the debut and, the return that she deserved. John, okay, hold on first. Let's just do it now. Get it out of the way. Who here, show of hands, who here had Daphne DeVille as their holy shit moment?
She was my honorable mention.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with that one. I'm actually going to go with Scotty 2 Hotty's son eliminating him.
That was gnarly too.
Because that was, you thought, yeah, like once Ace was out, you're like, all right, these guys are going to work together. And then Scotty grabbed his son and then reversal and he dumps his dad. And, hey, it's every man for himself in a rumble. So you got to do what you got to do. And that was just, I thought Scotty would be in there a lot longer, but his son had better plans. So that was my holy shit moment for that. I mean, Daphne, of course, because Ethan already said, we've known Daphne for years and years and years. I wrestled Daphne several different times and, always enjoyed them as a person in the ring and out of the ring. They've always been a solid person. So, but I'm going to change it up and just go with Scotty 2 Hotty's son. That made me go, oh crap, that just happened.
Mm-hmm. Right on. And Mo?
My holy shit moment was when MJ offered Alec and Jordan AEW contracts.
Right on. That was okay. So here's the thing with that. I low key because MJF is one of the biggest schmucks in the business. That's his spiel or whatnot. I was expecting him. He was doing the. You want him to make an impact? You want them to be all elite? And I'm like, he's gonna say no. Like John and I were just like, he's gonna just flip the switch. We're gonna think they're getting contracts, and he's gonna be like, well, fuck you guys, and just walk out. That's what we were kind of thinking. But I'm glad that it turned out that way for them. That was an amazing holy shit moment. So Daphne was also, sorry, Ethan, you and I share the top holy shit moment, but how can you not? It was a beautiful moment for Amber. I'm very, very happy for her. But let me tell you, as soon as I heard turn it up and, like John goes, you know who that is, right? And I'm like, I was so the music was so loud and the crowd was so electric that I couldn't hear really. And then I saw the blonde hair and the 2000 Royal Rumble gear come out through that curtain. I geeked the hell out. Like 12-year-old Megan was losing her shit. Like, so that was definitely my holy shit moment of the night, I would say. Like that was tied with Daphne DeVille, honestly. It was going to be my honorable mention, but no. To see, someone that I, crushed on, when I was younger and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When I first got into wrestling, just actually be able to have the opportunity to see them live. That was something beyond phenomenal. So
Well, the amount of noise you made, that should be your holy shit moment. Sit next to me because you screamed like you sat on a thumbtack.
No, I love it because, again, I got a video of his entrance. You just hear me, holy crap! Like, it was the funniest thing ever. And then you hear John going, I knew it was happening. I knew it was happening. And I'm like, shut up, this is phenomenal. In the video, you just hear me going, shut up, this is phenomenal. Which it was. Randy Carver.
Round of applause.
He needs a standing ovation for days, man. Randy Carver, do not sleep on a Limitless show, guys. And if you're not in the great state of Maine and don't have access to see it live, they have a YouTube channel. Go ahead, follow them, subscribe to them. They have amazing events there. The Limitless Rumble is currently on there now. Go watch it. Who doesn't love a good Rumble?
And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the extended cut of that drops tonight.
Ooh.
So it has like all the promos that were filmed but not aired with the show.
Ooh.
So I think the extended cut is also available, or is going to be soon.
Excellent. Well, folks, you heard it here first from the voice of Maine, Ethan Scott. There's going to be an extended release of the Limitless Rumble. So excited to hear about that now. I'm probably going to have to go rewatch that. I am going to go rewatch that. Who am I kidding? Like, I can't lie to you guys. All right. So really quick, folks, that wraps up our Limitless Rumble segment. We are going to roll right into our WWE Royal Rumble segment as well. But first, let's go ahead and go to the comment section really quick. We have so many responses going on right now. Let's see here. Tra-la-la. Hey, Christine Connor, I also am glad that someone else loved Bear Bronson asking for uppies. That is amazing. Shout out to Christine. I know she is a big time super fan of Limitless Wrestling. All right, let's see here. And of course, we cannot forget to shout out to Friends of the Squared Circle, Wrestling with Pride, Bell to Bell with Amanda Monroe, and our pal Crander Q. Also, superfan Keith Hartford is in the comments here. Hello, everyone. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going great with you all. Keith, we love you. Keep tuning in. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Too Cool Stop Pop Me Hard 2. Mike Lowry, former tag team partner of Johnny Primer. Good old Party Central Outlaws. Hey, I didn't call it Party City this time, babe. Are you proud?
That's good.
Yeah, right on. Hey, folks, if you're liking what you're seeing here, don't forget to like us on YouTube and like us on Facebook and soon on Instagram. Also, too, if you love these young men that are here in the room, go give them a follow as well. We'll be plugging their socials at the end of this episode. All right, let's go ahead and dive right back in to Rumble Talk here. We're going to go ahead and dive into the WWE Royal Rumble topics. All right. So let's go ahead and start with, what was your first WWE Royal Rumble that you can remember, to like first one off top of your head? And do you remember who won or any of the holy shit moments of that particular Royal Rumble? All right, Ethan.
So my first one is my favorite. I always go back to it, is the Royal Rumble 05. I love the set piece, the West Side Story like backdrop from that always sticks out in my head. Batista ended up winning, and it has that infamous moment at the very end where both Batista and John Cena get eliminated at the same time, and you can't like practice that. Like they hit that at the exact same time because it was a mistake. And then Vince runs out past Edge, who's making his way to the back, and then Vince slides in and tears both his quads.
Yes.
And that knowing that is hilarious because I always wonder, I'm like, why is he sitting on the ground? Like that made no sense to me. But that
Why is
whole
he
Rumble,
just sitting there?
yeah, he blew out both his quads at once because he was so pissed. And I just that whole match is fun. Like the start with Eddie and Benoit, the Raw versus SmackDown moment with a 4-on-4, the group eliminating of Muhammad Hassan, Paul London's infamous elimination from Gene Snitsky. Like I saw he did an interview with Chris Van Fleet, and he talked about, and I even talked to him about this when we had him at Limitless one time. He got in trouble for that. He wasn't supposed to do that, and he told Snitsky like, "Hey, go for it," and he hit him so hard he didn't need any help rotating, and he got in trouble for that, which I don't understand why, because like Snitsky looked like a psycho, which they've been trying to build up for like months and months, and that spot just lives rent free in my head.
It's funny that you mentioned 2005 Rumble. John and I have a little tradition that we've had since we've gotten together. So we've been together almost 5 years now. When it's Rumble season, we try. This year we've slacked a little bit, but we try to watch like the week of the Rumble. We try to watch a Rumble a night. Just to get ourselves amped up and ready. Get our countdown. Practice in all that stuff. And last night it was my pick for a Rumble, and I'm like, ooh, it's like 2003 or 2005. Those were like the two that I was really balancing on. We ended up going with 2003, it was still fairly decent, but 2005 is also a very solid year. I feel like I always pick 99, 2000, 2003, and 2005 for sure. Those are the big ones. And then one of the 2020 somethings I know I always go to as well. John, what was your first Royal Rumble experience? Like, what was your first Rumble?
I'm going to be old because I'm older than everybody. And it's going to be 1995 is the first one I remember. And Shawn Michaels won. I don't remember a lot about the Rumble itself, but I do remember that was like the thing to get Michaels his title shot. And that was like the boyhood dream, which led to, I believe, his WrestleMania entrance on the zip line. I believe that's what that led to. I could be wrong with my facts here, but I remember that Michaels won, and he was the big baby face to win that one, and that was like a big celebration. And to double on Ethan's thing, the double elimination did happen one time before, and it was Lex Luger and Bret Hart. I don't remember what year it was, and they both hit at the same time.
Oh yes, the infamous one. That one was great. And then
that one was good too.
Mania.
Yep, I don't remember what Rumble that. I'm so bad with dates. Like I remember the Attitude Era ones, but anything before that, I'm like, oh, that was 92, I think. But I think 92 Ric Flair one. I don't remember either. But Shawn Michaels was, I was a big Shawn Michaels fan as a kid, of course, and that was just great to see him finally win the Rumble. And I'm not sure if that's the one he super kicked Diesel out of, but I think it is.
We'll have to rewatch that. Oh well. I mean, we can always watch a Rumble. I mean, I'm not opposing that at all, babe. But that sounds like a pretty solid one as well. I feel like we've definitely watched that one before.
Definitely.
I know we have. It's been 5 years. We watched many a Rumble, and I feel like we've watched that one at least 2 to 3 times. All right, Mo?
My first Rumble experience was the 98 Rumble. Stone Cold Steve Austin won that one, and I remember it vividly because he was a marked man that night. Everyone was looking for him, and then he came in through the crowd and jumped everyone from behind, and they just started all beating him down.
Right on. I was going to say, so I know I started watching wrestling around 1997, 98, like around that part when the Attitude Era was definitely starting to heat up. I vaguely remember like getting in trouble in school, like for telling like a kid to suck it, and I was a girl. Girls don't have that, so girls can't tell them to suck it. And I'm like, hi, China's with them. Yeah, you can. Like that was my girl, Speaking of, so my Rumble, the one that comes to mind that I remember, like I remember Austin winning, but also like where I lived growing up and stuff like that. We didn't have like John's seen where I'm from. I'm from the sticks. Like we're lucky if we could get cable at that time. So I actually had a cousin that would rent the pay-per-views and record them on a VHS for me and mail them to me. So I'd have to wait a couple weeks to be able to watch. Yeah, good old fashioned snail mail legal copies. Anywho, but the first one I remember like saving Christmas money for and all this stuff was the 2000 Royal Rumble because that one was huge. That was the one where The Rock ended up winning. It was a lot of big things happened that night. It was Taz's debut against Kurt Angle. And that was absolutely phenomenal. But the big match, aside from the Rumble, that really stands out to me was there was a triple threat match between Chris Jericho, Hardcore Holly, and China for the IC title. And that blew my mind because, as I'm sure a lot of you've known, I'm a huge mark for China. That was the big reason why I started watching wrestling. It was a strong female figure. And I just remember looking at her and be like, wow, girls can do that too. I'm in, and seeing that was her second appearance in an actual Royal Rumble amongst the men, that was huge. So that was the one that really stood out to me. All right. So I know that we've touched base on this next question a little bit here. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, Brother Mikey, Rock feet hit first, Big Show won. Yeah, okay, listen. I beg to differ on that, but that's for our May episode there, Mike. Anywho, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back into this. What is your favorite part of a Rumble? All right, I'm sure we're going to probably have similar answers. However, there is a lot of layers to a Rumble that makes it so epic. Ethan, we're going to start with you.
For me, it's always the surprise entrant. I remember, what year was it? I want to say it was 2007. And when Rob Van Dam came back, because I don't think they told anybody, like, I don't think they told JR who was going to be in it next, because his genuine, like, wait a minute, like, he was actually like, holy crap, Rob's here. I always love that big reaction whenever someone, like, makes a return in a Rumble, whether it's, like, they haven't been in the company for a long time or they're coming back from injury. Like, I'm like a little off topic, but I would hope maybe, I don't think it'll happen this year, but hopefully next year, Kevin Owens comes back at the Royal Rumble, because I feel like that'd be the best part for him, or best event for him to come back at. Just be a lot of fun. He just beats up everybody. Love KO.
Right.
But,
comes in, kicks ass, goes home.
Yes. The mystery entrants are always my favorite part of the Rumble.
All right. John?
My favorite thing now, and it's going to be weird coming from me, but I'm a huge supporter of women's wrestling, and I love that there's a women's Rumble now. Like, I love that we have two Rumbles. Like, you don't even just have one anymore. Now we have two. And I will piggyback on Ethan's surprise entrance is good. I think it was last year that Jordan Grace entered, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jason Maverick was sitting next to me on the couch here, and I remember him flipping out because Jordan Grace came out. And that was just funny, but it's great that we get the men and the women Rumbles, because Rumble's my favorite of all time, and now I get two, and I feel like the women's sometimes has bigger surprises than the men's. I don't know how it's gonna function in Saudi Arabia, because I know their laws and all that stuff, but I'm hoping that we still get some surprise entrances in. But I know their roster is so huge now, especially with NXT, and now that they have Evolve, and now that they're working with TNA, so it could be anybody. But my favorite part now is that I get two Rumbles. Like, that's my favorite part of the Rumbles.
It's like a divorced kid or divorced parents giving their kid 2 Christmases. With us, it's like 2 Rumbles. Sorry, horrible thing. And as soon as you mentioned Jason Maverick, who is currently in our comments section, saying that the 04 Rumble is the best Rumble, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but giggle, because when you mentioned, Jason Maverick was sitting there, and I just remember he jumped out of his seat on the couch, and he's like, oh shit, that was good. I need more queso. You know what I mean? Because we feed people for days whenever we have gatherings for the Rumble, and I just remember like, damn, that's good queso. I'm out. And
Oh
they
my
got
god.
up, and it was just, wow. Jason is not that Southern, folks. I am so sorry, Jason Maverick. We love you. However,
So,
it
that's
was
so good. I
that's
can
one of my
see it in my
favorite
head.
Rumble moments right there. Is Jason Maverick losing his shit over Jordan Grace.
Uh,
Anywho, you're gonna hear a little bit more about this Jason Maverick fella here next month, or almost next month in March. You're gonna be hearing from Jason Maverick on his very own episode here. So get excited, people. All right, so my favorite part of a Rumble, we've already touched base on this.
Oh.
I love a good comedy bit. I can't help it. I'm a sucker for like things get so intense and people are like, oh my god, like me. I let our neighbors know ahead of time that hey, it's a wrestling pay-per-view. If you hear screaming, don't call. It's not a domestic. It's just we're watching wrestling. But anyways, my like I said, a good comedy bit is my favorite part of a Rumble. Hands down, it was in recent years where it was the women's Rumble and it was just so amazing. Valhalla just got eliminated and she was making her way back up the ramp, and I believe it was Nia Jax or someone's music hit, and out comes R-Truth, busting ass down the ramp, and he gets in the ring. No, Nia Jax was in the ring. I'm sorry, and he's like, "Where the guys at? Where the men?" And that was just. It's so friggin' funny. It's just like I don't know. I like stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie. My favorite part of a Rumble used to be celebrity appearances. Now, I have learned my lesson though over the years that it's the polar opposite now, and we're not going to talk shit on this podcast. So, if you want to discuss that little number, feel free to shoot me a private message. Anywho, folks, so let's see.
I don't think Mo. Did you get a chance to say your
No.
favorite part of the Rumble? Yeah, you skipped right over
sorry,
Mo.
Mo, my bad. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm excited. It's Rumble. Guys, it's Rumble Eve.
Yes.
Excited.
My favorite part of the Rumble is the endurance. Who has what it takes to make it all the way to the end and win it?
Right.
It impresses me with the people that say start 1, 2, or 3 and go all the way to the end. It's like, how do you do that?
Like, what year was it? Was it like 2018 or 19 where Brock came out? I think Brock was number 1. And just like, next entry, bye. Like, he just fucking took everyone out.
That was actually 2020 when Edge returned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then Drew McIntyre's just like, burp, Claymore, bye.
That was the one year I boycotted the Rumble because I heard that Brock was in at number 1. And I'm like, no, because he's just going to throw everybody out. It's not going to be fun. And then I miss Edge coming back, and I was so upset because that moment was great.
Right. Sorry,
yes.
Mo, I did not mean to just forget about you. Like, you're an unforgettable human, but here I am super squirreling. That is a term you will hear a lot on this channel. All right. Anyways, folks. All right. So what are we looking forward to most this year with this Rumble? With what we know, Ethan, what are you looking forward to the most?
So I have not been paying attention to the current WWE product. I kind of stopped really, like, I'll catch up on like clips and stuff, but I really stopped watching after Cena left. But I'm interested to see with them having NXT, Evolve, AAA, and their ties right now to TNA, who they're going to get from those brands to show up in the Rumble. Because since they have all these AAA guys, you have, oh God, Mr. Iguana, you have Psycho and Panic Clown. You have so many people from AAA. Then with TNA, I know they have like Leon Slater, they're really big on. And they're like, if there's someone that they're kind of interested in TNA, bring them up. And then with NXT, they have so many new people. Like, I guarantee you Joe Hendry's going to be in it. Like, you can't not have like a big pay-per-view without Joe Hendry. So I'm just interested to see like who they pull from like the sub-brands that they have for the Rumble.
Right on. John, what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, honestly. because I feel like that it is Sammy's time to win a title, a singles title, and they need some fresh faces in the title picture. That's why I'm hoping that someone that we don't see is going to win the Rumble. And that's also who I like. Like, I'm interested to see who's going to win the women's and the men's because we all have our picks. I know that's one of the topic questions, so I won't get into that yet. But I know we all have our picks, but I know Triple H likes to mess with us. Like, he likes to give us the old swerver derv and be like, oh, now Sol Roca won the women's title, or Sol Ruka, sorry, I pronounced the name wrong. She won the women's Rumble. Be like, what the hell? That came out of nowhere. But I like seeing that, and I'm excited for the title match. I forget what the rest of the card is, honestly. I know Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, which I'm always been a big Sami Zayn fan. Obviously, I got my Sami Zayn shirt on today. But I've always liked Sami Zayn, and I feel like that he could take the title, and whoever wins could have a good match with him at Mania.
You're not wrong. Mo?
I'm actually looking forward to the rumor that's been going around the internet for months now. I'm hoping we hear Break the Walls Down hit during the Rumble at some point and Chris Jericho returns.
Yeah, that's one of the ones it's definitely made my list, and it's in the topics that are coming up. Yeah, that's definitely, I think, you and everybody else, to be honest with you. That's definitely a popular one. All right. What I'm looking forward to most this year, like, I'm kind of like Ethan. John and I have struggled with keeping up a lot of clips because, well, let's face it, my shoot job, I am a preschool teacher. Toddlers wear me out. I'm in bed between 8 and 8:30 every night. And when does Raw start? 8 o'clock. Yeah, no. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to the Women's Rumble this year because it's ever since the women got their own Rumble, it has just leveled up and leveled up and leveled up every year. And that goes with like the women's division period over the years has been leveling up. Like women have won War Games hands down at least the past 2 years. Okay, like sorry, Io Sky in a trash can, cherry on top. Sorry, done. But I'm really excited about that. And my honorable mention was Drew versus Sami Zayn. John and I had the opportunity to see Sami Zayn live at a house show, and the guy is absolutely phenomenal. It would be a shakeup on a lot of levels, and honestly, well deserved. Like Sammy's really put in the work. So I didn't forget anyone, did I? Yeah, no. Mo, yeah, Jericho. Okay. All right, excellent. So tra-la-la. All right, Ethan, who's winning the men's and women's rumbles this year? Who's punching their ticket to Las Vegas?
So, like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to the main products. But for the women's, if it's not like a surprise, like what John said, with like say a Sol Ruka or even a Jordan Grace, like one of them being like a big surprise, I'm gonna have to go with Rhea because has Rhea won the Rumble before?
Yes.
She had
no, or did she win Money in the Bank?
I'm not sure.
Guys, we really failed to do our homework here.
Someone in the comment section, Google that crap and put it in the comments.
Yes. Brother Mikey, can you Google that for us, please? We love you.
If she hasn't won the Rumble, that's another accolade that she can add to her accomplishments list. And it's Rhea. Like, I always love Rhea. For the men's Rumble, because like Sami Zayn's not in it, or else I probably would have picked Sammy, and neither is Kevin, or else I would have picked Kevin. Oh God!
But we don't know if Kevin's going to be there or not yet.
Yeah, true. I kind of hope, just for the sake of his neck, he's not. But
holy shit, if Sammy wins,
and then we get Sammy KO at Mania, I would lose it. I'd be like, I need to find a way to watch at least that match.
Get the milk. That's spicy.
So for the men's Rumble,
Rhea did win in 2023. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Ethan.
No, you're good.
Brother Mikey did do the homework for us. Thank you, Mikey.
Yeah, so I'll still pick Rhea. And for the men's, I'll go because I feel like they're hinting at Balor leaving Judgment Day, I think I'm just going to say Finn Balor, because this would be a good way to kind of give him just a really big like push out of the gate. Like, hey, we're going to let you be who you should have been all those years ago. Then you got hurt and we just never let you again. We're going to just push the rocket to you. Have him bring back the demon at Mania, because that was always like, that's his big match mode, was the demon.
And he's been talking a lot about it in interviews lately. So that does make quite a bit of sense.
So Rhea and Finn are going to be my two picks.
Awesome. John, what about you?
So I'm going to go, like, Ethan, as he said, hasn't been paying attention to the current product. And Jordan Grace is going after Jade Cargill right now. So I'm going to pick Jordan Grace as the women's winner, because we need a fresh face. Yes. And if not Jordan Grace, I might even go Becky Lynch, because I know that they always like to do stuff with Becky Lynch, and her versus Jade wouldn't work, because I don't know. I don't think I'd like to watch that match, and I think Becky's on Raw. So I would go with those two. Those are my two picks. And then for the men's, I'm going with a real wild card. I know he hasn't been on the main roster much, but I'm going with Obi Femi, because his match at Saturday Night Main Event with Cody proved that he can be a main event guy.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like they should do something with, like, don't just throw guys in the Rumble and have them eliminated. I feel like that's just a waste, especially guys like him. And if Jericho does come back, he'd be my second pick, because I feel like Jericho Punk at Mania would be the marquee match that they want. I know Brock's in it, but you know how much I love Brock, Ethan. We talk about this all the time. Yeah. But I know he's going to get dumped or lead to a feud, or something's going to happen. Maybe Joe Hendry dumps out Brock. That'd be great. We get Joe Hendry and Brock at Mania. Why not?
Have Oba Femi eliminate Brock, because you have the new beast versus the old beast.
That's true.
Maybe Omos comes out and we get Omos versus Brock. Who knows?
Good God.
Who knows?
That would be insane.
That's a whole lot of man right there.
But those are my picks right there. So
right on. Mo, you kind of touched bet.
All right.
Well, so here's the thing, like, you know, obviously I live with John. He's my husband. And Mo, I swear I talk to you almost every day over my morning cup of coffee. We talk wrestling, like that's just what we do. And then I sprinkle Ethan in throughout the day, because I don't, you know, he's not up at the ass cracking down like I am. You know, but anyways, so Mo, who are your picks for the men's and women's Rumble?
So for the men's Rumble, I'm going to go with somebody that just recently returned and cost Cody the championship, Jacob Fatu.
Ooh.
Come on. That's my pick.
And John, you already said my pick for the women's, Jordan Grace.
Damn it, you guys. That's awesome. Do you have any wild cards, Mo?
Wild cards, Jericho coming back. Possibly Jeff Hardy popping in the Rumble, where he's with TNA.
Yeah. I mean, so I did think Hardy as well. But then there's a lot of stuff, like articles coming up now where like neck injuries. It's his neck that he's having issues with, right? Or his back or something.
There was a report that he said he had bulging in his neck and he had to rest a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But then again, he could be pulling an old Seth freaking Rollins on us. You know what I mean? Show up with the neck brace and like, let's go Swanton dive, like whatever. But anywho, okay. So my picks though, Jordan Grace, and I'm going with Bayley. You know, she's a real solid champion from, you know, across the years and whatnot, and who better to put Jade in her place, you know, I mean, than, you know, one of the classics. I think Bayley would be a phenomenal winner for this, but Jordan Grace for sure, because she officially made her way up. She's on SmackDown now, so I definitely see a bright future for her. And she's being pushed a lot, like on a lot of other aspects as well. So I definitely feel like it could be Jordan's year to win the Rumble and, you know, take care of business, or Bayley. As far as the men's Royal Rumble goes, Mo took my answer. I'm going with Jacob Fatu. I think that would be phenomenal. I also have Jericho and Punk. That would be a great way to start, Jericho's retirement because, there's rumblings going around that he's going to be getting done soon. And the extreme wild card that I'm going to throw out there, recently signed to TNA Wrestling, Bear Bronson makes an appearance at the Rumble. I think that would be cool. What?
If he shows up, I will lose my goddamn mind.
If he shows up, I will lose my mind too.
The Maine is going to lose their shit.
Love Bear. Love Bear. He deserves it. Like, just
every bit of it.
Whew. Yeah, bring him uppies, y'all. Like the rocket's been strapped to him. Like, let's freaking go. Okay, so the final question of the night. We are getting ready to wrap this episode up, folks. We all have our theories. Don't lie. We all have them. Oh man, this person's gonna totally come back. The lights are gonna go out and this person shows up. You know what I mean? Like, we all have our theories on the Rumble. Who would you love to see come back, Ethan?
So I don't love that this person would be coming back. I have my feelings about him, but I do feel like Jericho would be making a return because you have a big star like that, add him into a big show. It makes sense. For a fun little comedy bit, I want Hurricane. I just want a Hurricane spot. Oh, I want Hurricane and Carmelo because that was supposed to be a match that we never got at Limitless Wrestling because as soon, shortly after it was announced, WWE rehired him as an agent. So seeing Mello and Hurricane in the Rumble, I feel like would be good enough for me.
And we're talking like the suit, the mat, like the whole
mask, like stand back. There's a Hurricane coming through, sprays some green in his hair, puts the mask on, gets the cape, comes on out. Like, I think that would just be a fun little surprise. Because I love me some Hurricane. In a perfect world, I would love Abyss, but we're never going to get Abyss, sadly. But Hurricane would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, man. That's exciting. John, what about you?
So I'm going to go with somebody I don't want to see come back. I don't want to see Taker's wife in the Rumble. I've seen enough of Taker's wife on everything else. I know we don't talk negative. That's as far as I'm going with that.
Well,
I just don't want to see Michelle McCool. We talked about this one earlier, actually. I would like to, as much as I dislike the man, I would like to see Kane. I think that would be a good spot. And also, since they're with TNA, a little Santino. Bring me some Santino Marella. Have him bring out the Cobra. And I would love to just hear that music hit in Saudi Arabia. And I did read something that I'm actually kind of excited about. And I'll say it here. Seeing Powerhouse Hobbs in the Rumble as Royce Keys. That'd be cool.
Mo
That'd
and
be
I
nice.
talked about that this morning. Actually.
That's a good debut. I read that he might be in the Rumble, but you can only go with so much stuff that you read on the internet.
I was going to say, there's only room for 30 folks. You know what I mean? If we all got what we wanted, it'd be like 1,000 people Rumble.
They did do a 40-man one once, and that was probably one of the worst ones they ever did.
A what?
Again.
Oh,
a 40-man Rumble. It was not
good. Because Alberto Del Rio won, so to that.
It wasn't that good. Cobra versus Iguana, yes, because they did something in Mexico, I think, with Santino and Mr. Iguana, and it killed me. I died laughing.
All right, sorry, I don't mean to cut anyone off here, but hear me out. Santino Marella comes back, and then in the women's Rumble, Santina.
Oh my word!
I thought you were gonna say his daughter. Like his daughter showing up in the Rumble.
What if they both did it?
I think she's like back, like made good terms with her father on TNA.
Yeah, she just did.
Yep. So it'd be funny.
It was just a thought.
It would be great. Like I would love to see Santino's daughter in the Rumble.
I think in this climate right now, having a man in a dress is probably not the best look for WWE. And also with Saudi, I don't think that they'd let that fly, unfortunately.
But I do want to see Santino in the Rumble. I think Santino
would be cool, yeah.
All right. I am not. So let's see here. We have a fan that just sent a comment in Badass Cooking with Mojo. I believe he's a super fan of Mo Tardy.
That's my father.
Oh, hey. Hi, Dad. Paige.
Oh, you took my answer. What the heck?
Oh, don't talk to your dad about this stuff if he's going to be on the live.
He didn't even know.
Anyway, so John, did you have any additional theories or
No, I mean, the women's one is always rough for me, but I'd like to see some of the girls from NXT. Like, I'm sorry, women. I use the word girls, but some of the women from NXT, make their debut in the Rumble. Like said, Sol Roca earlier. I'd like to see Lola
Zarya.
Vite, Daria. What's that? Tatum Paxley. She'd be good too. Any of those girls that are like women that are on top would be great to see in the Rumble.
Tatum Paxley and a returning Victoria. So you have
Oh yeah.
old crazy versus new crazy. And I think
Stop it.
I love Victoria, so that would just be great that'd be great.
Tracy. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always want them to bring like Victoria and Molly
so-
Holly into the Rumble because they're so good.
Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Hurricane and Super Molly.
Yes.
Let's
Mighty
go.
Molly.
Molly.
Mighty Molly. That's what it is. Mighty Molly.
Love Mighty
We
Molly.
have their figures on our like massive wall. Well, okay, sorry. It's a little holy because we're reorganizing, but they're together. We have Mighty Molly and Hurricane. But anyways, sorry about that. Mo, what are your theories? Dad kind of spoiled it on you, but
Yeah. Women's Rumble, the buzzer goes off and we hear that dreaded scream and Paige returns. Then for men's, let's see. I'd like to see Shane O'Mac.
That's always a delightful Rumble surprise. I don't care like what anyone has to say. Like whenever Shane O'Mac's come back, John R was always like, "Oh, that's nice," but then like half the time Shane O'Mac's the only surprise. So it's like we just got Shane O'Mac. I mean, still cool, but
Yeah.
where are the guys, as our truth would say. Thank you. Sorry, but all right. Any additional theories that you may have, Mo, or
Let's see. Oh, I think AJ's going to beat Gunther tonight at the Rumble for that retirement spot.
all right, right on. That sounds like a pretty good like theory of things. Ethan, I see the wheels spinning.
So I've just seen people post like compilations on like TikTok where it's people talking to Finn Balor saying to leave the Judgment Day, and someone mentioned to Tama Tonga, maybe you should leave Solo's group. So why not have Balor and Tama Tonga help AJ beat Gunther? And then you have a reformation of sorts of the Bullet Club where you have the OG leader, one of the OG members with Tama Tonga, and then you have like the ace of the Bullet Club, AJ. You don't necessarily call it Bullet Club, but you have that common like connection between the three of them, and then they become their own like just trio, unless they get like Carl and Doc Anderson back, and then you have like, oh yeah, Bullet Club in WWE now.
Right. All right. Man, y'all's theories kind of blow mine out of the water. But so obviously Jericho is one of my top ones. Like, as much as I don't want to like really put all my eggs in the Jericho basket, like, sorry, I would love to, hear the walls come down and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Bianca Belair like might make an appearance back. We haven't seen her in a while. And then Paige is definitely on there as well. And if Jeff Hardy is pulling a Seth Rollins like knee scenario, I'm gonna go with, I would love to see the Hardys come back in the Rumble and set the stage for Hardys versus the New Day. It is a match that we need to see. Because a few years back in Mania, like they worked together. Let's see them at Mania going head to head. You know what I mean? It's a match that hasn't been done yet, correct? I can't remember off the top of my head. I sent a theory to somebody about it, and I can't remember now. I think it was our friend Adam Ricker. I sent him like it was a screenshot from Instagram or Twitter, whatever. Okay, X, whatever you want to call it now. Threads, who knows? But anyways, so those are my theories, folks. And everyone's theories here. I don't know about you, but I am more than excited for the Royal Rumble. It literally feels like Christmas Eve because you are anxiously awaiting to start hearing that countdown clock hit tomorrow during the Royal Rumble. I'm so excited. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely excited. So, folks, that is the end of our episode tonight. We have hit a 1 hour mark. So as much as we'd love to stay here all night and talk Rumble, we got live things to do, and I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. Anywho, folks, really quick, if you liked this episode, again, please feel free to follow us on YouTube and on our Facebook pages, soon to be our Instagram. Drop in, subscribe, let us know what you think, make suggestions for future guests on the main event with Meg Lovelle. I am going to tell you, folks, if you liked hearing from our boy Ethan Scott, boy, do we have a treat for you. Next month, Ethan Scott here has some big news, some big things to celebrate. But as much as I love to talk, I'm not going to talk about that right now. Y'all are going to have to tune in February. So in just a few days, like a week or two, you're going to have to tune in and hear what Ethan has to say. And we're going to celebrate that big news. So Ethan, before we go, where can our fans fan you at?
So everyone can find me at Ethan Scott 207 for my handles on everything. I'm mostly more active on Instagram, and I'm trying to be more active on Facebook. I have one on Twitter and Blue Sky and Threads, but that's just so I can have them. But yeah, Ethan Scott 207. Give me a follow there. I post regularly on what shows I will be a part of, whether it is doing interviews or ring announcing, or even if I'm just there to play sound because they need a sound guy.
Right on. And folks, if you enjoyed the my amazing smartass husband Johnny the Scumdog Primer, John, where can we find you on socials?
I mean, you can follow my fan page, which I should update, even though I'm not active. I still should. It's Johnny Effin Primer on Facebook, and then you can also follow my Instagram, which I'm more active on most of the time. I post funny memes and political stuff, which if you don't like it, then don't follow that. And that's at the Scumdog. And yeah, those are pretty much my two. Where you can randomly find matches of mine on YouTube. Just search Johnny Primer, and there's a bunch of stuff on there.
That there is, and I post about him constantly because, well, it's kind of my job. Also, Mo, where can we find you at, my friend?
You can find me on Facebook at Referee Mo Tardy. You can also find me on TikTok, also at Referee Mo Tardy. And yeah, that's my socials.
Right on. I know I definitely have to be better about the Instagram, like Ethan said. We could all be a little bit better on that. So, folks, thank you so much. We have had an amazing response tonight. So many amazing fans came on tonight and commented and liked, and I'm sure this episode's going to go viral as you know what. So, folks, again, thank you so much for joining me and my friends here at the main event with Meg Lovelle, because here you're all the main event in my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. You have a great evening. We'll see you soon.